Welcome you on the show Sports Update on Trust TV. I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe. It's time to take you around the world of sports as we give you update concerning what is happening. Well, no longer news that Eguavoen has actually invited about 23 players for the prosecution of those matches against Benin Republic and Rwanda. Well, as it is right now, we started on that first story. We look at the list of the players that will be playing those two matches. One will be played over there in Côte d'Ivoire, and the other one will be coming up in Uyo. Well, as it is right now, according to what we are having, Eguavoen invite Ekong, Lookman, Osimhen, 20 others. We look at the list alongside Jide Olushola is here. Good to have you, Jide.
Yeah, good evening. Good to be back here again.
Okay, so let's run this together as we look at what is trending in the world of sports. The first story we just saw there that has to do with the list of the Eagles that will be at least prosecuting those games that has to do with the AFCON 2025 qualifiers or Morocco 2025. Let's look at the list of players been involved in these particular games. Right now, we have Amas Obasoge, Maduka Okoye, Stanley Wabali as the goalkeepers invited. Let's start from there, Jide Olushola. You look at from the way it is, I noticed something about the goalkeeping department for the invitation. Since Okoye came back, with Wabali, who has actually held that particular position, the top goalkeeper has been kind of rotational. It's either they pick one from the MPFL or they pick one from Sudan or Ethiopia, which we know might not just play.
I think it's just to fill that slot for three goalkeepers.
Is it not, must it be three? Why don't you have two? Must it be three?
No, I think that it's just a standard. Because one, if your goalkeeper, your number one gets injured, and second comes in, so you need to have two on ground in case the second goalkeeper
is injured too,
or he has red card or something.
I think it was only one match I've seen that happening.
So that's the standard, at least three. So the third goalkeeper is just there to fulfill our righteousness. You know, Amas now, yes, is a good goalkeeper, but we know that he is likely not going to get that number one shirt for Nigeria. So it's going to rotate between the Wambali and
even Okoye. It will take him extra effort to dislodge Stanley Wabali.
Because yeah, he had the chance, but the moment he left the team temporarily, that he could no longer withstand the heat for Nigerians. Okay, like to LTU, and they all left it. But he later picked up his form in Udinese before he now went to the other club. But by then, Stanley Wambali had already come on board, and Stanley is not going to leave that except he gets injured.
Okay.
And for a look of things, we don't pray he gets injured because he is one of our best goalkeeper right now.
Okay, just joining us on the show Sports Update on Trust TV. We're looking at the list of Eguavoen for the prosecution of those matches against Benin Republic and Rwanda. In the last matches that has to do with the Morocco 2025 qualifier. Although we know that our team are really ahead of others in this group, but nevertheless they need to do well by making sure they hold till end. Now let's look at the defenders: Bright Osai Samuel, Bruno Yemechi, Calvin Bassi, Gabriel Oshoyes is in that team. We know that Ajayi is injured and players need to come in. Olaino is still there. Victor Collins, a player of Nasarawa United, that's the only home-based player that's been given the nod to make it, to actually meet up this particular team. And William Truss Ekong for the squad list.
Yeah, I'm glad for Victor Collins because though it's very sad for the league, for our local league players to be absent from the national team, but we understand that more emphasis is placed on the foreign-based players for reasons best known to the NFF and all that. But for us to have Victor Collins, at least he might not have a run in the team. It might just be there because let's have a local home-based player in the team. But then the defense line is just what we are already used to all along. Of course, we expect someone like the captain, the standing captain, to start to play. Of course, William to play, Olaino to play, Calvin Bassey to play. Then probably between Bruno and Bright to fill up the.
What about Gabriel Osho?
I do not really know much about him per se but then we just have to now look at what he can.
Because I'm looking at Shimi Ajayi being injured, got the chance for this Osho.
So definitely, probably Eguavoen and his scout, they've seen something about this particular player. I really don't know much about him.
I saw his action. Really, Osho is fantastic. But we know that Eagle squad is a bit star-studded, and it's always a big one anytime they give you an invitation.
So now he's not in the team. So now it's left to him now to see if he's able to perform well in the training session and probably, wows the coaching crew and probably get to play in any of these games. It might just be, it might just take over from Samuel. But I know it's going to be a very tough call for him to break into that national team, into that starting level for now.
And you look at the senior men like Kenneth Omero, all those guys.
They're still there. Kenneth has not retired.
Yes.
So probably, maybe when it's time for the real action, they might
bring them.
They might bring him on board.
That's the problem.
So it's going to take Gabriel Osho a lot of effort to actually break into
it must be extraordinary.
It must be extraordinary because we have some established senior players who have been in this game, who have been playing for Nigeria for the Super Eagles for almost 10 years now. And Ekong has been fantastic. Collins is also fantastic, though he has been in and out of the national team. But you see, Ekong, Basi, Bruno, and Brett, they've almost always been together for the past how many years now. So it's going to take a whole lot for them to breach that defense.
Okay, well, we're just looking at the list of the Nigerian Super Eagles that will be playing that particular qualifier there. Alexi Wobi in the middle of the park. You have Alassane Yusuf, Fisal Dele Bashiru, who really is establishing himself with that team from Lazio. Franco Yeka. Rafael, the other player who has been able to hold it down, Franco Yeka, watch out. Rafael Oyedika, Wilfred Ndidi. And you look at injured players, we have about 4 of them that are injured right now. So it's a tough one, but the midfield right now, looking at it, this is the first time I'm seeing much name in the midfield. It's always 5 or 4.
I think it's good because our midfield is supposed to be the engine room of the national team, of every team actually. And like you mentioned, Franco Yeka, now we call him the tank because now he is the link between the defense line and the attacking line. So if they breach the attacking midfield, they must not breach him because he is supposed to be supporting the defense line. That's the work of a defensive midfielder, Frank, and we call him the tank because he's a tank. He's always everywhere. And of course, Eguavoen saw the reason why he needed to add at least 6 players to the midfield because we needed that creativity. And out of all these 6 players, he will be still the most creative. Based on what he plays right now for his club, he's still the most creative. Sometimes he drifts in, left and right, but I think he should be played through the middle, which I think is where he performs best than going left or right. So I think Eguavoen knows he knows what he's looking for him to have brought these 6 players on board, and I think we should just put our trust in him to say how he's going to deliver the 3 points when it matters most.
Well, we're looking at Super Eagles there. We'll be playing both 2-legged competition or matches against Benin Republic and also against Rwanda. And that's a big one because they just have to wrap it. It has to do with AFCON 2025. And as it is, the entire team are battle ready. We're looking at the team department by department, from the goalkeeping department to the defenders, straight down to the midfield. And now we're going to the strikers or forward, as they will call it. And let's look at the list of those forwards there. Ademola Lookman is there, and we have Victor Osimhen. Yes, he's back to the frame. Victor Boniface, Samuel Chukwueze, Sadiq Umar is also back to the frame. It's been a while. The man that played with the Real Sociedad is back. And you have Kelechi Iheanacho, Moses Simon. They call him Ifa Vicente. Moses Simon. So reliable, kind of. He's always there to create things, no matter how difficult it is. Ademola Lookman. Now, let's look at this together, the forwards.
Now, on paper, looking at our forwards, they should strike fear into any opponent, because all the strikers, except for Sadiq Umar, who is not firing right now because he plays in a substitute most times in a race like that. But looking at Ademola Lookman, right now he is the best African player we have right now. He's firing on all cylinders in his club. He's fantastic.
Even in Nigeria, when it comes for Nigerian games, he's also performing.
He's fantastic. So of course we are rooting for him to win the African best player next month as well too. Iheanacho, he just scored his first goal for Sevilla last week or so. He has not scored, but probably still trying to acclimatize to the club. But then on a normal day, Iheanacho is a fantastic striker. Moses Simon just came back from injury, and since he got back, he has picked from where he left. In fact, even better. because now he's doing wonders for his club before for Nantes. Yeah, and so our striker Sadiq Umar, like I said, is the only option for me on that. Probably don't want to bring him back gradually to the national team after he missed out of the national squad because of injury.
I'm sure that's Awuni was here last time.
Yeah.
So now he's out. Sadiq Umar in, and if you look at it, both of them, both Sadiq Umar and Awuni, seems to be kind of
they're not so mobile. Sadiq is more or less sluggish, but that's his kind of play. Holds the ball down, plays someone like Kanu Nwankwo, but he has his strength.
Yeah, who will you actually relay Awuni with? Okay, Sadiq Umar plays like Kanu Nwankwo. Awuni plays like, is he a Gali?
He plays like himself.
Anyway, we've been looking at the Super Eagles squad for the AFCON 2025 qualifiers coming up, and we just hope that they will do us proud. The list has been unveiled there, and we just look at it bit by bit. And really, we just expect them to at least make us proud with the need to qualify for the Nations Cup, which we know already is almost done. But the biggest one is still ahead. That is next World Cup. And already people are talking that it will be disastrous if we cannot make it to the World Cup. Although, let's believe in these guys that they will do us proud. After all, they've been able to make it up to this moment, and they will give us the best. Well, wishing them the best as they prosecute those games coming up Thursday and also Monday next per week there. Well, from the way it is right now, we're talking about Super Eagles and the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We know that right now Eguavoen is the coach, interim coach, so to say. But right now, a lot of people are already saying, well, maybe they should just let him be the coach of Eagles. Despite that, we look at this story together. NFF, Nigerian Football Federation, in talks with major companies to fund foreign coach for Super Eagles. That means NFF are not resting on their orders to get a foreign coach for Eagles, despite the fact that, yes, so far, Eguavoen has been able to at least show some flashes that he can hold it down. People like Kanu Nwankwo are already campaigning for him to continue to be given, that he should be given the nod to be the coach of Eagles. So, as it is, NFF in talks with major companies to fund foreign coach for Super Eagles.
One thing that we should understand is that the NFF, they have the prerogative, to choose whoever they want. They have the whatever criteria they're using, what they want for the national team. So I think you just have to follow that. So now for them that are looking for companies that are fund, yes, I think that's the right step for me, because they know that if they employ a foreign coach
and they cannot pay,
is a problem. We are still dealing with Kenneth Roy as well too. That's still another matter. So they need to have companies that will come in and say, okay, they will pay for the services of these coaches, and these coaches don't come cheap. But then my only problem I have with NFF is the quality of the coaches
they are going for.
Yes. I'm not against them bringing a foreign coach.
Go for A class.
That's just it. So, Labadia,
that we are almost making popular. Nigeria made him.
I never really knew that guy until.
Do you know that all the coaches have been to Nigeria? Nigeria made them to be popular.
Exactly.
No one knows Lagabak. No one knows what's his name now. Ganoro, Pizarro, whatever.
I did Pizarro a bit.
I'm not saying yes, they've been there, but no, Nigeria made them to be known. Yes. Kind of. Look at the award they nominated him for. Was seriously.
So we need to go for A class coaches in the mode of Guardiola.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know I cannot get a class because most of those.
If you cannot get Guardiola, go for that's Renard or Dereba. What's his name now?
Okay, Renard.
Yes.
I think he has left Morocco, went to Saudi Arabia. I think he's with a French female team now. Yes. So those are kind of coaches we should be going for. That we know that yes, this kind of they can perform any day, anytime. Just give them all the resources they need, and give them the free hand. But let's just hope for that the NFL will give us the best possible coach. And like I said earlier, is a good step that I try to get companies to fund the employment of a foreign coach. And by those, they should still. But I still believe they should still leave Eguavoen a little bit to partner as well. It could be the technical advisor to the national team.
Okay, well, we're talking about the Nigeria Football Federation in talks with some companies to see how they can get to fund the at least the employment of a foreign coach there. Quickly, let's talk about CAF Women Champions League, where they've increased the prize money. Good one for the women right now. At least they'll be happy. CAF increases her prize money by 52% for CAF Women's Champions League right now. At least we begin to see increment in the pay of women who are actually participating in the CAF Champions League women competition. Let's look at the, that particular amount of money that has been given, actually awarded to them. The total prize money, if we split it, if not split it rather, $2,350,000. That's the amount of money earmarked for this competition. The winner will go home with $600,000. The runners-up will be $400,000. Third place, $350,000. Fourth place, $300,000. Third of the group, $200,000, and fourth of the group, $150,000. So it means as long as you qualify for these champions, you are ready to go home with $150,000.
Yes, and I give kudos to CAF for at least for increasing the prize money for the women's football. Yes, we know the women's football in Africa is not actually bringing in money for CAF as well too, but it is more or less to support them. You cannot compare them with the men that bring in so much money, heavy money, good money. But for CAF to increase it is more or less like to motivate them to. And with this kind of gesture, probably now more companies, more friends, more organizations will partner with CAF and with the various football teams, both at the national level and at the state and at the club level, to see how they can also improve the fortunes of women's football. CAF is doing a lot to improve women's football, but then it's a good one. It's a good one for me to see them increasing the prize money for. So no matter how much, no matter whatever happens, you will not leave the competition empty-handed. At least you will go home with $150,000, which is, yes, it could be small, but at least it is something for them to go home with.
Well, good one coming from CAF, deeming it fit to make sure they raise the bar concerning the pay of women when it comes to football in CAF Champions League. At least right now, something to fight for is there, and hopefully CAF will begin to make more money too, because right now a lot of organizations will begin to see that, okay, we can actually invest in women football, and from there they make back their money. Right now, let's move away from CAF and talk about international football. Let's talk about UEFA Europa League that will be coming up this evening. Matches will be up for grabs in so many locations in Europe, in both the second tier and the third tier of UEFA competition. Well, for Europa League, so many matches: Bodo Glimt, Qarabağ, Azerbaijan, Rangers, Olympiacos, Ajax, Maccabi Tel Aviv, Tottenham, Galatasaray. That's a match that Nigerians want to see. I will be coming back to Jide on this, Galatasaray, Tottenham or Sport. Let's look at the other matches also in the UEFA Europa League. AZ Ekong against Fenerbahce, Ferencváros, Dynamo Kiev, Riga, Anderlecht, Sociedad. That's the team of our own Sadiq Umar against Victoria Plzen, while Hoffenheim hosts Olympique Lyonnais. Quickly, let's look at the third tier of Europa Conference. That's the Conference League. Matches are also up for grabs there. Djurgården, Panathinaikos, Molde against Jagiellonia Bialystok, while you have LASK against Cercle Brugge. You have Bolislav versus Victoria Guimarães. All these matches coming up in the third, Conference League there. Well, Ghent against Omonia Nicosia. Well, Nigerians are hoping to see it like Arokodari. Well, a lot of players that will be playing all these matches. Nigerians are also Apoel, Fiorentina, Chelsea, and Noah. Well, quickly, Galatasaray versus Tottenham Hotspur. That's the match. Osimhen tonight.
Yeah, because of Victor Osimhen. They want to see. Most people don't get to watch the Turkish league. So at least this is the opportunity for them to see Osimhen perform. We only see clips, on social media. I does his bicycle kick, all those, his runs. But now I'm sure they're going to watch him from minute 1 to we start from minute 1 to the end of the game, and we see how he's going to perform as well too. And Chelsea play in the third tier. I don't know which club.
They're playing against Noah.
I don't know what country Noah is from actually.
Anyway, but I love the fact that Chelsea are top of the table.
Yeah, they should be. They should be. If they're not, that means
They should be able to win this league. No matter what, at least they are going home with something.
If they're not top of the table, that means there's something fundamentally wrong with the club there.
Anyway,
because they're playing with a lesser-known clubs.
I didn't say that.
I'm saying that.
Anyway, before we go, just take you around some transfer gossip for you. 3 of them quickly. Manchester United and Chelsea, as we speak right now, are leading the race for Sporting striker Victor Gregores next summer. We've seen what that young lad has done so far with Amorim. Even Amorim is leaving, and anything can happen. He maybe wants to take this striker to Manchester United. That will be a big one if it can happen. Although Chelsea too are eyeing the that's a Swedish striker. Still on Manchester United, Manchester United monitoring Bayern Munich midfielder Leon Goretzka to see how he can join them over there at Old Trafford. And the last one has to do with West Ham United to review Julian Lopetegui's deal. Evie Hammers lose to Everton. That's a big one there. That's like a yardstick game for him. If you lose that game, he could be out. Well, football in Premier League always on the fast lane. And well, let me just take you on the seat. Galatasaray versus Tottenham Hotspur. What are you expecting scoreline?
I'll be biased. I want Fenerbahce to win 2-1.
No, Galatasaray rather.
Sorry, Galatasaray to win 2-1.
2-1. Osimhen?
Because of Osimhen, yes.
Scoring or just doing well?
Just win.
Either I score or not, it's just win.
I'm just being biased because of our brother there, Victor Osimhen. But then it's going to be a very tough one. But on a normal day, it's going to be a very tough game because looking at the way Tottenham have been playing in their last game, they're really very compact now, and it will take a lot for Galatasaray to break through them. Okay, that's it on the show. At least Sports Update, we're giving you some updates in the world of sport. Jide Olushola has been with us in the studio. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
I'm Adeni G. Shafe. Thanks for watching.